What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here at Kibbetech. We finally got the green light to show you this project, but before we tell you who it is, we're going to show you this sweet montage so you can figure it out for yourself.
We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Show a lot of things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. And with every shot, show a little improvement. To show it all would take too long. That's called a montage. Girl, we want a montage. And anything you want to know, from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. Always fade out in a montage. If you fade out, it seems like more time has passed in a montage.
All right, so if that video didn't give it away, this truck is for professional drifter Ryan Tuerck. Based off that video, you can see what he does for a living, and it's pretty freaking rad, and it's super cool that he reached out to us to build him this chassis. We've been friends for years, so pretty cool to finally, do some work with him and get this truck rolling for him. All right, so over here we have a bunch of laser cut tubes, a bunch of laser cut fixtures, and pretty much this is the whole entire chassis. Obviously besides what we've already got together. We designed this whole thing from the ground up, based off the customer's specs, what suspension he wanted to use, his motor, his trans, his radiator, his dry sump, his seats, his pedals, wheels, tires, shocks. So basically all the components that go in the truck, he supplied all of those, and then most of those were supplied with drawings as well. That helped in our, aided us in our design on the chassis. That's getting turbo 4-cylinder, a Hollinger sequential transmission, Winters quick change rear end, Recaro seats, tilt and pedals. The suspension's based off of Corvette. I want to say C6. The front, we're leaving it pretty much, how they come, and then the rear, we're actually doing a custom cantilever style suspension. So that's going to be pretty cool. A bunch of machine parts. So we're getting pretty wild out there. Yeah, super cool build. Evan's working on it right now. And then we'll just go over here and show you how far we got in about 2 days. So everything laser cut. Our buddy Rob Parsons, chair slayer, he actually processed all of the cage work for us. So lasered all the tubes, bent everything. Some of the tubes got rolls in them, cut all the square tubing for us, and processed all of that for us, and everything's pretty nice. It's got some etching where other tubes will land, so that kind of gives us a better idea where everything's going to go. But pretty much all this thing is 1.5 095, some 083, some 1.25 083, so all super lightweight. It's not an off-road truck. It's meant for the street, so we don't have to build it kind of crazy like we're used to, a bunch of 2-inch tubing and all that stuff. For the platform, we went with 2x3, like rectangle tubing. A couple days in, we're this far. I think, in the next day or two, we'll probably have all the tubing in there, and then we could start going through and welding. And then once we're done welding, we're gonna sheet metal the floor, get the seat mounts in, which are already laser cut, and the seats we're putting in this thing are freaking insane. And then basically once the floor, the firewall, and the back wall are done, we're gonna bring the cab over on this side, clean up the cuts a little bit, and then slide it over and sheet metal that on. And then all the sheet metal to seal the cab off to the chassis is already all made. It's all laser cut, so we don't have to hand make the sheet metal like we do on a lot of these trucks. Yes, this thing will take shape pretty fast. We got to mount some accessories: radiator, dry sump, fuel cell. I think they're going to send us the motor, and we're going to do some motor mounts, and then it's off to Ryan and his team, and they're going to finish in on their own. All right, so there you have it, the Stout project for Ryan Tuerck. Basically where we left off there, we didn't really film any more of that thing before it left. We'll just steal a bunch of footage from Ryan's YouTube page, which he has actually a lot of footage of that. Truck getting wrapped up, leaving here, going to SEMA last year, so not this year, last year went to SEMA. And after SEMA, it was on pause for a bit. And then Ryan got it back home to his home shop, and then they wrapped it up there at his house. There's a bunch of footage of that too, and that thing is pretty wild. First time he drove it, he said it was like just easy. Got right in, felt right at home. Thing drifted, did everything it's supposed to do. Pretty cool seeing that thing work because I've never built anything like that before, so I had no idea how it would work. But he said it was super easy to drive, predictable, just could get in it and do 115-mile-an-hour entries like nothing. So we'll show you some of that, and then we'll jump back into a couple things here at the shop. Like my new sweatshirt? All right, so back over here on Eric's Not a Raptor. We got our long travel kit all on here mocked up. Lower cross members are done, upper A-arm mounts are all welded in. Engine cage is pretty much done. We got some tubes just tacked in for now, just in case we want to change anything. We got the shocks mocked up in here. So 3.0 IBP coilover, and we're running a 4.0 bypass. This is just a mock-up shock we have just to get fitment and placement in there. We're getting about like 18 metal to metal, and we're still happy on the CVs. So I'm happy with that. 4-wheel drive and 18 inches of travel, and 3.0, 4.0, and a 2.5 bump. That'll be coming off the top here. So you can see the bump stop's gonna be all the way up here, which is pretty cool. We got the new style King bump stops here. So that'll be hitting all the way out the top up here, like we always do. Not sure what in between here we're gonna do yet. Maybe a combination of a bunch of plate work and some tubing to tie in the bump mounts and shock mounts, but that's what we're gonna do next. And then after that, finalize the front clip, and then pretty much just get everything finished, assembled, painted, powder coated, and bolted together. We got custom radiator on the way. We gotta do some intake plumbing and do something with all that rat's nest of wiring in there. Another cool thing is we got our own big brake kit that we built for our spindle. So this is like the rotor hat adapter, and it takes the same rotor that we used on our rear brake kit. So same 14-inch, 1.25" Willwood rotor, bolts onto this. This slides on here and then runs a big Willwood 6-piston caliper. So that'll be cool. I have matching calipers, rotors all the way around, so it's easy to get replacement parts. And then we've updated a few things on our swing set, which isn't done yet and is not on here yet. So we changed the way we make the pitman arm and the way we make the center link. So both of these trucks will be getting that. And we'll go look at the other Raptor, which is an actual Raptor. Obviously it's the V8 twin turbo 1,000 horsepower one. Our guys have been chipping away at this one. So we got same front end as the other truck. This one's gonna be an all raw billet aluminum. So you can see we got the coilover bypass bump stop in there. Bump stop's just mocked up on a little tube tacked in right now. Cycled it all out, got it all happy. 2.5 IBP coilover, 3.5 bypass. Big reservoirs on all these. This one got a little less travel because just with bolt-on fenders and not like a one-piece clip, we weren't able to get the tire happy around the headlights as much as we were on that truck. So this one's just a little less travel. and being the V8 with the twin turbo setup and all this turbo stuff going on right here in the way. So kind of had to do just a bunch of work just to get everything to work around that. And then driver's side's actually a lot easier because the motor's offset to the passenger side as they are. So we got a lot more room on that side, but then we have the brake booster on that side. So a little give and take over there. Yeah, this one's getting super close. We got front sway bar provision right here. So we have a billet front sway bar setup that we run. So pretty much this whole front end is just gonna be a whole bunch of billet, except for the lower arm, just fabricated 4130 TIG welded steel. Yeah, this one's coming along good. Once we get all this stuff done, we're gonna pull the motor, trans, everything off the front, get behind everything, weld everything nice in position, and then paint everything up front while there's no motor in it, and then a bunch of final assembly to get this thing back up and running. So we got new motor and new trans and torque converter going in it. I think we're running the same transfer case. That's it for this thing. We'll go over here, check out some more Raptor stuff. So we got our new guy over here, Sonny, doing a bunch of welding. And if you remember when we did the back half of Eric's F-150, we cut the back of the frame off and did a full like fabricated boxed frame structure. And this is the latest version of that. So we got body mounts, bed/bed cage mounts, rear frame caps. And if you look at the frame rails here, we kind of changed the design a little bit. So you can see here, you got the integrated C-notch. We changed the way these are press broke to where now the outside frame has the 3 bends here and then 1 back plate cap on the back. And you see integrated C-notch. All these are threaded bungs for the fuel cell cradle to bolt right up to. In the back of these, you see there's keyways, and then there's keyways on this back cap here. So they should just key that in, squares up the back of the frame. We have fixtures for our chassis tables for when we do like an install with these. We'll be able to fixture the back half and just, you know, butt the truck right up to it, build the back of the truck. Doing a couple sets right now for another truck that we're gonna do and for a set that's getting shipped out. The set's just about done and we're gonna ship all this stuff out to a customer. You can see here, this big old pile of plates. There's all the overlays for where this splices onto your factory frame. So you butt this up in your factory frame, weld this in real good. And then there's a bunch of plates that overlay all 4 sides. And then these plates also locate the link pivots. So pretty much takes all the guesswork out of it. Gives you your link pivots, your geometry, your, you know, proper amount of up travel there with the C-notch. And then take your bed cage there, bolt the bed cage down onto it, and then you got yourself a full back half in, you know, a week. All right, so that's a wrap for this week's episode. If you tune in to our next episode, we're gonna show you another truck that we haven't showed you yet. So we'll just cut to a clip right here to give you a little teaser, and we'll see you next time.